I'm at the largest American overseas war cemetery in the world. Actually, that statement needs context, which I'll add later. But I'm in Manila, and I'm at the Manila American Cemetery and Memorial, maintained by the American Battle Monuments Commission. After getting through security and being directed up to the car park, I headed first for the visitor centre. In the visitor centre, there's everything you need to know about the simultaneous Japanese surprise attacks on Pearl Harbor and the Philippines, which led to the war in the Pacific, and how the US Armed Forces and the Philippine Army and the Philippine Scouts fought back, which held off the Japanese assaults for 6 months and delayed the Japanese and allowed the US offensive operations in the Pacific. There's loads of information here, loads of it, and it deserves a good hour walking around, reading the boards and watching the videos. I love some of these quotes on the walls. When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we give our today. As a British veteran, I've come to have a look and pay my respects to my American brothers in arms, if you like, and experience for myself the war cemetery here. There are this military cemetery in Manila, 16,859 graves of fallen soldiers. I admire, and you have to love, the attention to detail for these graves. There's not one gravestone which is out of a line, perfect in line, every single one of them. And also the grass that you see, even the grass came from the United States. There was 2 square meters sent over from the United States in 1951, I believe. And from them 2 meters of grass, 2 meters of sod, earth, all this grass is being produced. Attention to detail is amazing. There's not a blade of grass out of place. Not a single blade of grass out of place. It's perfect. Every cross is marked identical. It's just very simple. Name, rank and regiment, place of birth and date of death. God bless you, Francis. It's not all crosses here. There are also 166 Stars of David. Most of the fallen were from the battles in the Philippines and New Guinea, but there are also other campaigns, Pacific campaigns as well. The dead here come from every US state. There are people from every US state buried here, but that's not all, because I know there are English, Mexican, Puerto Ricans. I know there were a lot of other nationalities who were fighting with the Americans and are also buried here. There are here also, although I didn't see any, 20 sets of brothers are buried here in double graves where their bodies lie side by side. If you want to come to this cemetery and pay your respects, if you're ever in Manila, then the cemetery is in Bonifacio Global City, BGC. But you must bring photo ID to get in. The security was very good at the gate, but you must bring
a photo ID, otherwise you won't get in.
This is the memorial, with walls containing the names of those missing in action, the ones who gave their life but their remains were never found. And at the front of the memorial is the tower, which contains the small devotional chapel. I believe this American military cemetery is the biggest in the world of its kind, just simply because of the number of the graves here and the number of the missing in action. These walls have on the names of all those soldiers who were missing in action in the Pacific campaign, mostly the Philippines. There are 36,859. That's such a lot of names. Poor young men. Some of them have been discovered since the names were put on this wall, and if they were discovered, then they get a rosette beside the name like this, and that means the remains of that guy have since been discovered since he was named on the wall. But just to put it in perspective, I mean, 36,000. That's a good, almost full football stadium in the UK. Look how many walls there are. This is the memorial, and each wall is just full of names. Among all these names, there's 29 who are awarded the Medal of Honor. Up there, Alexander Ninga, Medal of Honor. I don't really know much about the Medal of Honor being British, but I presume it's the same as the Victoria Cross in the British Army, and awarded for valour and distinguished service, risking your life, which goes above and beyond the call of duty. And I've read Victoria Cross winners' stories, and if you ever read them stories, they are some crazy guys. Absolute bravery in the face of death. So these guys deserve a lot of respect. These mosaic maps, each one 10 foot high. There's 25 of them here. Each one shows the progress of each battles in the Pacific and the American progress and how they succeeded. And it's an interesting way of learning, and it gives you a little bit more respect and insight into the complexities of war. So it's quite interesting. There's 25 of them, so you've got to walk all the way around the monument if you want to see them all. This is inside the Devotional Chapel, where there's a graceful female figure scattering flowers, as it says in the brochure anyway. And above that there's St. George as an American hero fighting the enemy, which is the dragon. There's one of these plaques for every US state, positioned on the floor as you walk around the memorial. What's this one? Vermont. Great state of Utah. I will finish off this short video then with my own tribute to the US forces and the Philippine Army and Scouts who gave their lives for that country.